All right, live on that with Mr. Be Great Today, Lamar King Sr. Glad y'all tapped in with me. Got a wonderful guest on the show tonight, good friend of mine, former Seattle Seahawks, Clemson Tiger. Y'all help me welcome Leroy here to the show. So we're gonna jump right in, man. I give everybody a chance to introduce themselves. So introduce yourself, Leroy. Let everybody know where you're from, and all that good stuff.
Born and raised Millersville, Georgia. Like you said, I stood out down there in football. I ended up going to Clemson, ended up pounding away, making it to the league. Still doing good for myself, man, and I'm happy to be on your show.
All right, glad to have you, man. Glad to have you. So we're gonna talk about your early years. You and I both are ball and braids. I remember you coming in your freshman year in high school. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, throughout your high school career, did you guys even win a football game after your freshman year?
Yeah, we won a couple games. We won the best team in the state, though. We was far from the best team. My freshman and my sophomore year, we actually did, around 500. But my junior and senior year, man, the bottom fell out. My junior and senior year, the bottom fell out. We just, couldn't put together any string of wins. So I think we won 2 games my junior year and 1 game my senior year.
Man, so your last 2 years of high school only winning 3 games. And one of the amazing stats I found out to be being on a one-win team your senior year, you still were able to win Mr. Georgia football and all that good stuff. How did you get that? What were your accolades, your last year to be able to be on a one-win team and still be the top, linebacker in the state?
Well, I was the top linebacker in the state. You know what I'm saying? I came out with a lot of good players. You're talking Odell Thurmans. You're talking a lot of good players in the state. But on that one-win team, man, it didn't matter. It didn't matter that we couldn't pull together wins. I was locked in out there. By the time my senior year hit, I was already getting heavily recruited from my junior year. You know what I'm saying? So I attacked every game. It don't matter who we was playing. Whether we were playing a 5-0, 6-0 Warner Robins Northside team, or a team that sort of had our similar record. I wanted to come out. I wanted to dominate every single play. I wanted to make every single tackle. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I approach the game. So you have to have that mindset. You have to have a grind like that coming from, a 1-9 team where you're not getting a lot of recruiters and stuff at practices.
Gotcha. And then, so, you had an outstanding, standout senior year. You move on to Clemson. What was, your first day on Clemson campus? Like when they rolled, I'm pretty sure they rolled out the red carpet and did the whole 9 for you. What was that whole Clemson experience, and how did it help you grow and prepare you to your NFL career?
When I got to Clemson, I was a little nervous, man. I always say, man, I'm naturally introverted. Mm-hmm. I'm naturally to myself, sort of a loner. You know what I'm saying? That's just sort of my natural personality. So, I was a little nervous to get up there, truthfully, man. And once you realize that you're hitting another level, so from high school to college, it's a big step up in football game, as in caliber of players. So when I stepped on campus, I left Baldwin High as sort of top player, top dog. Mm-hmm. But when you get on campus, you see what I'm saying? Yeah. Now you back just as a normal freshman. You got to prove yourself all over again. I went into it knowing that, I had to prove myself again. These people don't know me. I was good enough to get here, but, I had to reestablish myself. And so my freshman year came. I actually played a lot my freshman year as a true freshman. I was second team, but I rolled, a decent amount of defensive plays in. So I went into after my freshman year, I went into my sophomore year thinking, hey, I think, this can be my year. And my sophomore year, I actually played a lot less. I probably, out of my college career, my sophomore year was when I probably played the least amount. We came in, new D coordinator, I moved positions. I moved from linebacker to more of a rover whip safety, you know what I'm saying, type player. Because, you know, my weight, I probably ain't weighed about 210, 215. So we had some bigger linebacker bodies in there. And so my sophomore year, I didn't play as much as I'd like to. So it was a disappointing year for me. So going into the spring of my sophomore year, you know, you start, you that season goes through, and you start in the spring, you start preparing for your junior year. You see what I'm saying? Spring football roll around. So I came into that with just a whole new mindset again. You know, I'm like, okay, you know, I'm 2 years in at Clemson. I played snaps, but I ain't had the career that I know I can have. So I just had to like refocus, recalibrate. They moved me back to middle backer. In the spring of my junior year. They said, hey, we're giving you first crack at it. You know, you're a junior, let's roll. So from my junior year, or spring, you know, spring of my sophomore year, moving to my junior year, I really, truly just exploded. I exploded. Stats just went crazy. Plays went crazy. So my junior year, I made first team all ACC. You see what I'm saying? I got my name out there. Everybody sort of knew who I was. I showed that I could play linebacker at my size. I showed that I could cover the pass. I showed that I could be a leader. I could call the plays. I could get the signs from the sideline. Like, you know, again, my junior year, I just put it all together. So, you know, I was real proud of myself. And so it was really hard to follow up my junior year. But my senior year, I did it again. You know, I followed it up. I did it again, if not better. My confidence rose just tremendously, and man, it was on and popping from there.
Gotcha. So, and you talk about your confidence, and you talking about, you know, transitioning from high school, and I can only imagine how vast the playbooks and the, you know, the schemes and how you have to, you know, so in a day in the life, like, you know, at Clemson, what was your preparation like? How did you get prepared to get yourself to be so successful, you know, your last 2 years in college?
As with anything in life, man, if you half-ass it, you're gonna get half-ass results. You know, once you set your mind, you get confidence in what you can do. You attack it. You know, you every day you attack. You build on it. You build on getting better. And you know, eventually you'll become more complete in anything you do. And that's what I did. I feel my junior and senior year, I was just a lot more confident. I knew the playbook, and I was just ready to attack more, which it portrayed on the field.
Gotcha. And I know, especially the mindset, the mental aspect, and the mental toughness you have to overcome and endure. You know, even a spring workout, you know, a summer workout at D1 in a D1 school, man, I can only imagine you know what I mean, the conditioning and the weight training. Like I can, the physical scrutiny you put your body on, in and day out to prepare for the next season. So, you know, you wrap up your year, your senior year at Clemson, and you know, so was the NFL calling like day one your senior year? Did you have, or were you hearing rumors, or how did that play out?
I wrapped my senior, so my junior year, boom, first team all ACC. My senior year, first team all ACC again, but I win ACC Defensive Player of the Year. That's something that I was real proud of myself about. You know, my senior year being the very best defensive player in the ACC. You know, and you're talking a lot of guys. You're talking the players down there in Miami. You know, you got, who was it, man? Miami was loaded with players that year. You're talking Florida State. You're talking NC State.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of good players. You got Sean Merriman. You got, man, it's just, you know, it's just so many. It's been 20 years now, but it was just a lot of good players in the ACC. And so for me to pull out ACC Defensive Player of the Year, I was proud of that. My senior year, we didn't have a bowl game because that was the big Clemson South Carolina fight. So my season sort of got cut short because we didn't have a bowl game. But from my junior and my senior year, I knew I had tape. I knew I had a chance to play in the NFL. You know, being at a D1 school like Clemson, you always gonna have recruiters. You're gonna have scouts, I should say, scouts at practices. You know, represent all 32 teams. You know, it might be on a Wednesday, you might have 5 teams there. You know what I'm saying? On a Thursday, you might have 3 more teams there. On a Friday, you got 8 more teams there. Yeah. You know, they'll come to practice with the logo. You know, the Falcons, the Seahawks, the Broncos, whatever. You know, they're gonna send their scouts around every school to sort of, you know, pick up tips and hints and come see players that they're interested in. So obviously, you know, from my 2 years I had, I showed that I could play football. So after after my senior year, I accepted to play in the East-West All-Star Shrine Game and the Senior Bowl. Most people know the Senior Bowl down in Alabama. So I accepted a late invitation to play in the Senior Bowl. And the Senior Bowl, especially back then, I mean, it's talking head coaches. You talking just a whole NFL damn near baby combine. You see what I'm saying? Gotcha. So you get to interview with teams. You get, they get to see you firsthand. Each team. So there's a North team and a South team. The North team consists of schools like Penn State, Michigan. Like however they split it up. And there's the South team. Right, exactly. So all those guys can be matched up on the North team. I was on the South team. I had Auburn, Georgia players, Clemson players, Florida players. All us was on one team. USC, as in Southern Cal. Like it go all the way across the country. Our coaching staff, if I remember correct, our coaching staff was, I don't know if it was the Bengals or what, but each coaching staff is a coaching staff from the NFL. That game, I play that game. I win Defensive Player of the Senior Bowl.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the South Defensive MVP of that game. So, I was just starting to stack. I got invited to the Combine. The Combine is everybody know what the NFL Combine is. It's where you get to show what you can do. In front of all 32 teams, you get the test, you get the interview. It's the big interview for the NFL. It's by invite only. So, I think I went and did pretty good there. I did interview with the Seahawks then. I interviewed with a lot of teams. But, so you leave there, you've been done 10, 15 interviews with different teams. And, from there, you just sort of, hey, y'all know what I can do. Right. You know what? You interviewed me. You have my tape. Yeah. So, it's on y'all. You feel me? Come to draft, and the crazy thing is the Seahawks is one of the teams that I probably had talked to the least. I didn't feel that they showed a lot of interest in me and all that, but come to draft, 3rd round, they took me, and the rest is history.
Gotcha. And I know, going to, and I'm telling you, coming from the hometown, we're from a small town, and to see you just elevate and just level up and go, because I can recall your spring football. You was in 8th grade. You came over and played spring football with us at the high school, and day one, I remember our head coach Bill Young. He saw it. He was like, "Man, you'll never wear a 9th grade jersey. Like you'll never play 9th grade ball." And you always had that upper echelon, but like you said, when you get to a D1 school and now you're in the NFL and everybody is a 5-star athlete, everybody is the the cream of the crop. What what differentiated what you had to do in college versus what you had to do in the NFL, or did you have to change anything?
I feel football is football, so I still had to be me. I had to be me. I had to be confident in my reason in being there. I'm here for a reason. I know I'm here for a reason. I can play. Again, you have to sort of, as in anything new, you have to, it's new. You have to boost your confidence. You have to get out there and you have to, you have to play it a little bit to realize, hey, I'm capable. Let's do this. So, but the step up, like I said, the step up from high school to college, it's a major step up.
Yeah.
League is even more of a step up. Like you say, when I line up you know, against the offense, you talking everybody drafted. You know, you're talking all the top players from their team. Like you say, you know, you got 5-star high school players across the board. You know, you can line up against a very average, as in record-wise team. You know, say whatever team that was, I'll just say a Cleveland Browns or a Lions or something, whatever. But either way, you look how many players that you can name on those teams that are great players, great individual players. Right. So the NFL is very, very truthfully evenly matched between a good team and just the average team. You see what I'm saying? Because it's just so many good players.
I think people get that misconstrued a lot of times because they look at, like, maybe the, you know, let's take Tom Brady, for instance. People like, oh, Tom Brady the GOAT, Tom Brady the GOAT. But I think people fail to realize it's a team sport. You know, you got to have, you know, he didn't just win it being, he's a great quarterback. Gonna probably go down as the greatest ever, but he had a hell of our defense on his side too. Because if you ain't got no defense, you can throw all the touchdowns you want. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly. Football is the ultimate team sport. You know, without an O-line, Tom Brady is not who he is. Without the receivers catching his balls that he throw, he's not Tom Brady. The offense getting his checks. You know, like you say, the defense holding up their end to get Tom Brady on the field. Football is one of the ultimate team sports where all 11 across the board have to come to play to win games.
Gotcha. Everybody has to play their part. Everybody has to do their role. So I get it. So you break into the NFL, and again, it just like you know, high school, college, and you break into the NFL your rookie season. And you go to the Super Bowl. Like the Seattle Seahawks make it to the Super Bowl. Like, what was the, you know, likelihood? Did you see that coming? Like, you know, going into training camp, your rookie season, did you see yourself as the starting linebacker in the Super Bowl as a rookie?
I was, well, I didn't start to the sixth game. The sixth game of my rookie year is when I stepped into the starting lineup. I was, my first 6 games, I was second team. I played mostly special teams. In the league, if you're not first team, your ass on special teams.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Right. And it's a lot of ones on special team as well. But if you're a 2, you for sure on special team. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my first games, I was mostly special team. I come in, you know, situational, get me a couple snaps in. But the guy in front of me, Jamie Sharper, he went down the 5th game of my rookie year. They told me, they said, hey, Leroy, you up.
Next man up.
Yeah, and that's how it works. You know what I'm saying? So I stepped in, and 8 years later, man, you know, I never gave it back up. But man, making it to the Super Bowl my rookie year, man, that was impressive for me. It was a long season. First off, you got 4 preseason games. You got 16 regular season games. So you're at 20 games, and then you got to make it through the playoffs and Super Bowl. So by the time we got to the Super Bowl, man, we was at about 23, 24 football games. My rookie year. Man, I'm trying to tell you, because coming out of college, you may play 13 games, 12 games. So by the time we hit Super Bowl, man, I'm at game 23, 24. But you know, I knew we had a good team as the season went on. I think we started off like 2-2 that year. We started off like 2-2. And I think we finished the season like 13-3. So we knocked out. We knocked off probably 10, 11, 12 games damn near straight. And you know, so I knew we had a good team. We had my rookie year. I was blessed to have an offense as good as we had with Sean Alexander winning offensive. He won league MVP that year. Right, over 1,800 yards. I had two Hall of Fame offensive linemen, and Steve Hutchinson and Walter Jones on the left side. And man, coming into the league, I just saw we had a real veteran team, and I saw how to work. You know, it taught me the small things, how to attack the small things every single day, how to be implanted into a good team, hold my end of, the chain. You feel me? Hold my end. Not to let these older guys down, and we made it all the way to the Super Bowl, and that was impressive for me. I was ecstatic. I was happy for Milledgeville. Everybody. It was just so much love in that time frame. Yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing year for me to get drafted and make the Super Bowl all in the same year. I wish we could have pulled it off, but the experience was amazing.
Yeah, and you say that being under the veteran leadership, Hall of Fame offensive lineman, you got you had Sean Alexander, Hasselback, y'all have a squad,
right. Right.
Because Mike Holmgren was y'all coach at the time, right? So you're Hall of Fame coach,
right?
Like, and you say the most what would you say the most you got out of being around so many experienced players? Like, you say the small things, like what are some, like, because I tell people all, like, the small stuff is where you excel or separate yourself from the rest. Like, what were some of the small things that you learned from some of the veterans, whether it be your coach, Hall of Fame players alongside?
How to be a professional, in every aspect, you have to learn how to be a professional. Even though, some of these guys, when I came into the league, the crazy thing about the NFL is when you get drafted, most of the time you're about 22, 23 years old. Some guys 21, but you have veteran guys that are damn near 35, 34 on the same team. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Wives, kids, and shit. We coming in as kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're still thinking in college, you still thinking, hey, I'm trying to get up out of here and go play PlayStation, or go to the club. So just seeing some of those good veteran players that, hey, they show up early, they study, they work on their craft, they take the weight room serious, they take their diet serious, they take their rest serious. Football is a game of inches, man. So your steps at practice, how to be focused at practice. When it's time to work, it's time to work. It ain't no bullshit. When it's time for practice, when we running those white lines, we ain't out here but 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Let's focus up. No mistakes. Learning the playbooks. Playbooks crazy thick, but it's about playbook. No mental mistakes. You see what I'm saying? Like, of course, it's gonna be physical mistakes. I'm playing Adrian Peterson. I'm playing Sean Alexander. I'm playing all of these guys that you can name across the league. They gonna make you miss. I'm gonna miss a tackle. People, hey, they good. Yeah. They good. But not being in the right spot, that's what coaches can't take. To make that play. Yeah. If they call a play and I completely bust, I'm supposed to be man coverage and I'm sitting here floating in zone. Come on. Yeah. So it was just how to be a pro that I had to learn when I got to the NFL, and having a good veteran team caught me up on that quick.
Gotcha, man. I tell people oftentimes, even in my book, it's about the small stuff. It's about, finding mentorship, finding someone you can, you want to walk in their footsteps, and someone who can be an example to you in their life. And I know the NFL, the young cats, they gotta, you gotta pull on their coattail. You gotta follow the ones that's done it for 10, 20, plus years or whatnot. So I definitely understand, and I definitely get it. And it takes a lot to, to humble yourself, because, you coming out ACC Defensive Player of the Year, you coming, I'm big, but you're just, you're a boy amongst men as a rookie in the NFL, right? So you have to learn from the guys who've done it before. But we're gonna pay a few bills, man. We'll be right back in 30 seconds. Y'all stay with me. Be great today. Peace. Do you have a 401k, and have you ever borrowed money against it? What happened? They taxed it. They increased your monthly deductions to pay it back. And it had to be a life event or hardship just to get access to your own money. Wow. Well, here's some free game. You can do a 1035 exchange, move your money from your 401k tax-free to an index universal life insurance policy. Continue to make the same payments as you did with your 401k funds, and have access to your money anytime and for any reason, tax-free. And instead of the 3% you might receive annually from that 401k, now you can receive up to 12% annually in an IUL policy. And unlike a 401k that participates when the market goes down and your 401k fund loses money, an IUL doesn't do that. The IUL only participates when the market goes up. So give me a call. I'm Lamar King Sr. at 404-621-6532 for a free consultation. And I am licensed in all 50 states. And y'all be great today. Peace. All right, we back on that. Must be great today. Lamar King Sr. Got veteran NFL linebacker Leroy Hill on the show with us today. We're gonna jump right back in. So you make it to the NFL, all that good stuff, and NFL is by far the number one sport, I would say so, in this country. So I'm curious to know what is a week like being in NFL? Say after a game on Sunday, you guys are done on Sunday.
Right.
How does the week go in the NFL? Is it like a job? Like how does it work?
Yeah, it's definitely a job, man. It's definitely a job. They paying you that much money, man. It's the short job. But okay, so Sunday, 1 o'clock, whatever, boom, game over with. After the game is over with, say it's a home game. Hey, you're free to do what you want to do. Your family probably in town. Y'all go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Your teammates, y'all might hit the club or hit a bar Sunday evening, Sunday night. Any of that stuff. If you on the road. After the game, it don't matter what the time is, Sunday night game, Sunday 1 o'clock kickoff, we packing up, we on the plane headed back to our city. Sometimes you might get home at 2 in the morning, 1 in the morning, 3 in the morning, whatever. So Monday come around. Monday is sort of recovery day. And so you got weights, you have conditioning. You're probably a little sore from the game before, from yesterday.
Yeah.
So you're probably a little sore Sunday. So you come in, get your treatment, get rubbed on a little bit, get massages. That's Monday, and film correction. So all the good stuff, all the bad stuff from the game the day before, you correct that. We watch it as a defense, watch it as an offense, watch it as a position group. So you sort of, it's sort of corrections from the day before. Tuesday is usually day off. Tuesday is usually the day off. Relax your body, chill out, whatever. But real professionals know it's really not a day off. You starting to sort of get prepared for the next team you're gonna play. You come in, you can get some early film work, more body work. You just 2 days after the game, so you wanna still come in and get in the cold to get in the hot, get a little treatment. Try to get your body back. Wednesdays, we back in the 7, 8 a.m. Different teams got different times. Wednesday is first and second down install for the next team, for the game we're going to play on Sunday, right? So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are the big prep days for the game that we're going to play on Sunday. So Wednesday can be like first and second down. Thursday can be like third down, goal line, short yardage.
Y'all working on
situational.
Gotcha.
Right. Friday, you put it all together. Put it all together. Let's attack fast. Saturday, small walkthrough. If it's a home game, a little small walkthrough. We've had 3 days of practice now. We about know the team we're gonna play. We know our install, how we gonna attack that team. So Saturday, you sort of in and out. Saturdays you get in there 7, 8 a.m. You're out of there by noon. We got to be back at the hotel. At 7:30, 8 o'clock to check in, prepare for the game on Sunday.
So I'm saying, so the night before, even if you at home, y'all going to check in to a hotel the night before the game. Okay.
Right. They don't want you. Hey, that I think that limit people going out. That limit people going to the club. You know what I'm saying? I think that sort of limit all of that. You feel me? So you with the team, y'all can still go over stuff, and you can get a good night's sleep heading into the Sunday.
Gotcha.
Right. So even though a home game, we still check in on curfew.
Gotcha. It seems like it's a lot of preparation, and on here on Live Must Be Great Today is all about prep work. Is all about preparing for the next day, preparing for your life ahead. You know what I mean? And I can see why you guys have, and yourself included, have performed, on such a high level consistently, week in and week out. And we look at it as fans like, oh, he did he made a bonehead move, but a lot of people don't understand the things that y'all have to go through, the physical scrutiny you have to put your body on, the mental aspect of it that goes into putting on the show for the fans on Sunday afternoon. And that, hats off to you guys or any professional sport for that matter, because it takes a lot of preparation to perform at such a high level. You know what I mean? So, and you had an extensive, career in NFL, 8 years. And out of those 8 years, who was that stud? Who was that person? If he came up on the calendar, that week, you like, oh my God, I got to. And I'm pretty sure you faced a lot of offensive linemen too, and of course running backs.
Right.
But out of everybody that you faced in your extensive career in the NFL, who was the one that gave you the most trouble? Who gave you the most conflict?
Man, I played a lot of good players, man. Hats off. Anybody see this video, man, every NFL guy is my brother, man. We all went through that struggle, went through that good time together. You know what I'm saying? You put that helmet on together. It's much respect to anybody that made it to that level, first off. But some standouts, man. I say one guy that stood out to me, hats off. He came out with me. He just really retired like last year type thing, super long career. Hats off to Frank Gore of the San Francisco 49ers, man. Hey, he was a monster, man. He was a tough kid out of Miami. I played him in college, one game, Clemson, Miami. And we was in the same division pretty much my whole 8 years. He was at San Fran. Yeah. I was at Seattle. And when I tell you, man, he hit us for about 200 yards, probably about 3-4 times.
And y'all had a stout defense, man. Y'all had a stout defense, and that ain't easy to do, man. For real.
Man, those powers and counters, man. Hey, he was a tough boy, man. So Frank Gore, if you ever see this, man, hats off to you. You one of the toughest backs, toughest guys that ever played with. Much respect, man, and hats off to an awesome career.
Gotcha. And I know, and again, I know being a linebacker, you see a lot of peaceful running backs. You had play against some people that was really toting that mail. But what about what about the Hogs up front? Like what offensive line? Because I know, man, because that's they first priority, trying to get their hands on y'all. So what offensive lineman just. He would get off the ball and he'd find his way to you.
Man, hey, like I said, man, I played with two Hall of Fame offensive linemen. So the best work that I could get was right at home in practice. So hats off to Steve Hutchinson and Walter Jones, man. Walt Jones, beast, monster. But I have not laid out. I made plays, and I've also been on other people's highlights. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So one play in the Super Bowl that sprung Willie Parker for a long run, a 75-yard touchdown run. Alan Faneca, he's also in the Hall of Fame, I think.
Yeah.
He pulled and he dropped my ass. Hey, I'm talking about he leveled me. You feel me? But it happens. You see what I'm saying? What Marshawn say? Hey, you gonna get got sometime. Long as you get them more than you get got. So Alan Faneca dropped me one time in a big game. We played the Cowboys a couple times early in my career, and big Larry Allen. Allen, man, I think he probably benched like 225, like 50, 60 times man. Real strong guy, offensive guard. He very well may be in the Hall of Fame himself.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Hey, he was a monster.
Right. So how has football, in any way, how has it impacted your personal life? In which way has it impacted your life personally?
Everything. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just you have to continue to reinvent yourself and write newer and better chapters of your life. The thing about sports is, you can be done at 30, 35 years old. Mm-hmm. Most of us, like damn near all of us, are done at 30, 35 years old with a full life to live. So you have to figure out your next your next step. And you should have a small cushion to figure that out.
And it makes a lot of sense. And as I hear you tell your story, I can do them to correlate my life as well. Even though, of course, I didn't play in the NFL. You know what I mean? I didn't make the NFL. But as I look at, the ups and downs of life, and when you use the word like reinvent yourself, when you have to, continue to push and level up. Like I went through scenarios, even though, and the thing about it is, I wasn't blessed with the talents to be a professional athlete. I wasn't blessed with the things that comes with being a professional athlete, like that cushion. And I think people in the world, a lot of times, they can't equate that. We go through the same things. It doesn't matter. You can have, $1 million and you're still going to go through the similar scenarios that everybody in this world goes through.
Same exact stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And you had to learn to, like you say, reinvent yourself. Back after the loss of my brother, I had to reinvent myself, Leroy. I had to change my way of thinking because I was no longer living this life anymore. I was, even out like everything. The death of my brother, went through a divorce, and now I'm out here. Now it's almost like I'm out the NFL. Like my life has changed, and then I had to reinvent myself and become a better. So
correct, and it never stops.
Yeah,
it never stops, man. That's really to the day we check out of here, man. Always trying to get better. It's crazy, we hit this age. I'll be 40 next month, and it's always like, man, if I had this mindset 15, 20 years ago, you know what I'm saying?
I always say that.
How much farther you'll be. So that's one thing I always do. I like to talk to the younger boys, man, especially younger athletes, man, and tell them my triumphs, how I feel I failed, how can you avoid those pitfalls, what you need to do, you know what I'm saying? So it's always, you got to give game back to the younger ones, man, always.
Yeah.
But to be right here, me talking to you where you at, because I know you as well. I'm proud of you, and you know what I'm saying? It's continue to work, man. Continue to work, brother, and everything definitely work out.
No doubt, man. No doubt. And just like you said, you have to continue to talk, because at the end of the day, it was some people in our lives that talked to us, and a lot of stuff, it went in one ear and not the other. And we, but what I tell people oftentimes, my mom talked to me, my dad talked to me for years, and it wasn't until I got older and I was like, well, damn, my mom and dad, they've been telling me the whole time how to play this game, and when you're younger.
They've been told me that.
Exactly. When you're younger, you feel like, well, especially, we know more, we got more technology. We know how to do this. So we figure, but again, everybody go through the same cycle of life in some aspect. Everybody have the same ups and downs. Everybody have the same flaws in some capacity. But to understand that even a person like you who, made a good living, in the NFL for 8 years, who put in the work and put in the time, and you still had to overcome a lot of things that regular people that work a 9 to 5 have to overcome as well. And that's the great correlation about life, that really on simple terms, Leroy, we all going through the same stuff. We all going through the same stuff.
Simulation, man. It's a simulation, man. We all live in the same simulation.
Yeah.
We all here, man. We all, that's why when people can hit a grandma joke or something like that, how we can all find it funny, because you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
We all live similar lives.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
no doubt.
Truth is funny, man, because we really do all live the same life.
Yeah, man. And I tell you, to have a mindset, just like the name of the show, the mindset of an NFL linebacker. What was the key, like out of all things, I know we've talked about, leveling up, working on yourself, reinventing yourself. Like, what was that one thing you would say would stick out to give you that mindset that, hey, I'm going to the NFL, I'm going to make, and you did it. You walked that walk and you talked that talk. What attribute would you contribute the most as far as mentally? You know what I mean? Because we all know physical, you got to have the physical attributes to play NFL football. But what mentally did you, what attribute did you the most to get to that level, to get to the highest level in the land?
Yeah, anywhere is you got to have a don't quit mentality. You gotta have a don't quit mentality. You gotta keep pushing, man. You know, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many times you do well. Hey, even if I do well, I pat myself on the back. Hey, I might celebrate, go have a evening drink, and the next day, hey, it's back to business again. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you know, you can't dwell on your good or your bad. You see what I'm saying? You have to just keep pushing regardless. Like, so come high school, college, early NFL career, you know, everybody telling you how great you are, how good you are. You see what I'm saying? I could have just stopped trying to go hard, but you still have to you still have to go to work every single day. You can't quit. You can't get comfortable. Anything in life, not just football, entrepreneurship, fatherhood, motherhood, being with your partner. You know what I'm saying? It's always a way to get better and improve whatever you got going on. It's gonna be good, it's gonna be bad. Don't dwell on either. You see what I'm saying? It's gonna be setbacks. Don't dwell on that. Don't quit. Keep pushing, keep moving, and eventually you'll get your goal. You'll get to your goal, and that's in anything.
And that's the thing. Like, and that, I think people don't understand how hard it is to perform in the NFL. Because just think about it. You get drafted, like you say, those lights are shining. You like, oh, I've made it. I don't have to go to the gym anymore. You know, I think as fans, and you know, you hear people say, well, they paying him all that money, he should do this, or but they don't understand you got to continue to work. It's a constant grind of getting better, because if you get to the NFL and just say, I made it, and then you got somebody like Walter Jones coming at you on the other side of the ball.
Fast, you'll be done real fast. Right, every year they have a draft to replace you. You see what I'm saying? They have free agents to replace you. If you doing your job, hey, you know, you up out of here. That's you know, and I keep a lot in life. I relate back to football. You know, me and my lady. Hey, you know, that's my teammate. Like, we have to be on the same accord. We have to at anybody's job or entrepreneurship, whatever. You got a team. Like, you know, you have to hold your end of the bargain. You know, you have to get good teammates to go along the ride with you. It's leadership, hard work, all that stuff. Just football, like so you run a play in life. You run a play, right? Hey, you know, we do this, we do that. Let's come back together. Let's get in the huddle. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the play. You know what just happened. Let's come together, put our minds together, and create our next play. You see what I'm saying?
100%. 100%.
Right. So, you know, it's so many things in life that, you know, I relate to the game, and I'm appreciative of the game, how just a little football that I didn't want to play when I was young. My daddy said, you know, he signed me up for tackle football when I was 7 years old in Macon, Georgia, and he said I cried the whole way because I didn't want to play. Just how far that little ball took me, and took my mind, and how far I can push my body. So, hey, try everything out here, man. You know, just try stuff, do stuff. Everybody has a special talent. Everybody has a special talent that can get them ahead, that they can learn stuff from, that they enjoy. So, you know, don't just stay in a box. Try stuff, do stuff. You never know what your special talent is. And I'm glad I was able to find mine early on.
Yeah, no doubt, man. That's wonderful. That's a great story as far as, and a lot of times, like me, when I correlate my sales career to my personal life, because I can't go out here just because the customer is, you know, rude or obnoxious. I can't jump down their throat. You know, even when they're wrong, I have to still keep my composure. You talked about professionalism. I still have to be professional. And even now in my personal life, don't nothing really sweat me, Leroy. Like, you can talk about my mama, you like anything. It really don't bother me, because I've learned through developing thick skin out there in the field, knocking on doors for 6-7 years straight. And I developed a thick skin to life, to where I don't let the small stuff get to me, but I sweat the small stuff in me, as far as like, I need to fix this, I need to tweak that. You know what I mean? So, and I definitely appreciate you coming on the show and giving us this wonderful insight as far as like, and it just opened my mind to a lot of different things, how, you know, an NFL player lifestyle in the week in the life of an NFL player, it correlates to the normal person as well. You know what I mean? So like, any last words you want to give to the people as far as like the young cats trying to get to the NFL? You know, there's just some advice in general.
Hey, anybody trying to get anywhere, not just the NFL, man. I always, what I just said, you know, just have a don't quit mentality. It's life is a roller coaster. Everything is gonna be a roller coaster. You know, you're gonna go up sometimes. Hey, sometimes it's gonna be fun going down. You're gonna go up, you're gonna go down. You see what I'm saying? And that's life, man. Don't dwell on it. Work hard. You get anything worth having, it's gonna be hard work. If it's too easy, if it's too easy, it probably ain't all that.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's money, whether it's a woman, whether it's anything. You see what I'm saying? If it's too easy, it probably ain't gonna be worth it. You feel me? So just keep working, young cats. With today's world, anything is possible. I never thought a young kid from the country of Millersville, Georgia, Baldwin County would make it to the levels I did. I did it just keeping my head down, going to work. You know, I never had the big head. I always sort of remain at a humble level, and it'll take you a long way. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely, man. We sure appreciate you on the show, man. Appreciate the love, man. You know, you my brother, you my fam, man. You got to get out here to Houston to see me, man. Come see me, brother.
I appreciate you having me, and keep hustling, man. Keep hustling, keep doing you. I love you. I appreciate you. We'll definitely get up.
All right, brother, man. Thank y'all for tapping in tonight, man. Live on there with Mr. Be Great Today, Lamar King Sr. Got Leroy Hill, NFL veteran. Y'all be great today. Peace.